Hello, and welcome back to Coin Lady channel. Library case, going against everything it has asserted in court. Additionally, it is currently being claimed that secondary market token sales, as opposed to primary market sales, library sales, or Ripple sales, are at issue in the Ripple case. These, however, are stock exchanges. Here we have the transcript from the library case that went to trial. The SEC was directly asked in court if it was trying to imply that the purchase of an LPC token constitutes a security transaction. What the SEC lawyer had to say, the short answer, Your Honor, is no. Not at all where we're at. The inception of the LBC is less of a concern to us than the offer and selling of LBCs as an investment contract, which is the focus of our argument here today. In contrast to the filing we just read where they are referring to the library's decision, we are today only discussing what the library did and are not discussing the library token. And insisting there is zero distinction. Investors who acquire digital assets either directly from the issuer or via a secondary trading platform are treated the same. All tokens are securities in and of themselves. Again, if someone had suggested that oranges or orange groves were securities, we would have laughed it off as absurd. That's not something SEC would do. True, they are doing just that. And if you look closely, you'll see that they're referencing a court case in the library to back up their claim of authority. And it's even more baffling that the court even inquired. Do I understand you correctly? Not right now, nope. Today? We are not making that claim. Well, not until tomorrow. So, here's the deal. The SEC is confused, and the judge in the Ripple court case must address the secondary market. Also, they can argue that secondary market transactions are off the table because it's not that time of day. They will, however, utilize these rulings, reference them, and attempt to encompass them in the secondary market transactions, as determined by these judges' rulings. It's crucial, and I believe we have a chance. They likely wouldn't talk about the secondary market otherwise. But in the case of the library, even with John Deaton present, the judge was still a complete idiot, so I'm not holding my breath that she'll handle it in the Ripple case. And I'm not even requesting a particular judgment or one that favors me over the secondary market. Please explain the scope of the current law. If the law is broken, then we can try to fix it. To Congress, we may apply pressure. But we have to know right now. Do genuine tokens fall under the jurisdiction of security law? That makes no sense, yet the judge must rule on it because else the SEC will make the call. And they will assert that this is what the judge has ruled. They did this with library, and they intend to do the same with Ripple. The judge needs to stop them where they are and tell them the whole truth. And I really hope that she follows through on what the wait and see now that this has been a story. About 6 months ago, when it first started, it really worried me. But now Gemini has filed a lawsuit against the cryptocurrency organization. And this is the essence of Bitcoin's trust's hazy areas. About 6 months ago, I remarked, well, I don't know if anyone could absorb the whole trust if anyone's willing to do so. My primary concern is that the sudden influx of Bitcoins onto the market could result in widespread chaos. We've seen what BlackRock and Fidelity have done, and I'm ready to predict that one of them too will buy the entire Bitcoin Grayscale trust soon. And there would be little unfavorable consequences from that. If they can get a spot Bitcoin ETF approved, which I think they will, then it could turn out to be a good one. This doesn't worry me quite as much, but it does indicate that the Gemini Digital Currency Group is in deep peril. This is the result of introducing Ponzi economics to the region. And you assume the good days will stay forever, but you weren't made for bear, thus your CompTIA tickets was yanked in the end. And I believe that has occurred for both of these groups, Digital Currency Group in particular. I don't think it can survive the current economic climate. I don't think they'll make it, but they could have been the first spot Bitcoin ETF. Those who enter a market first typically have the most success. I don't think they're the ones who will do it. BlackRock Fidelity is going to be a major player. It's really bad, because they were an innovator in this space, offering a way for consumers to put money into cryptocurrencies using conventional investment vehicles like brokerage accounts, that they don't appear to be succeeding. Also, even if they don't file for bankruptcy, they should separate the trust in question. Because they probably won't be the pioneers in that space, I'd wager they go ahead and do it anyhow. Interesting. The XRP ecosystem was the subject of a Mossari report. One caveat I'd like to add is that many of these Mossari reports are paid for by individuals. And in this case, this one was commissioned by Ripple. While I still think it's a decent study and the data is true, it's important to keep in mind that it's not exactly on par with something that's fully separate and independent, since this is being paid for by someone. And you should always keep in mind that you can get to the bottom of things with many of these Mossari reports, such as the one for 1 inch that was commissioned by 1 inch. Just remember that in general. The issue about crypto is that you have to read the fine print very carefully. I did some reading and found out that it was good, though. Nothing too strange caught my eye. Because of their well-known reputation, you may rest assured that they will produce quality results. However, this is a report by a commission. More narrowly, why do you have doubts? For what reason? Did Mossari change course? And now they're doing these things about XRP, which they previously disliked, since Ripple's is now in advertising with them. BlackRock CEO Larry Fink thinks Bitcoin might change the financial industry. This statement comes at an odd time. They may be saying that since there is a need in that area. Someone just said this, claiming that BlackRock isn't a big fan of Bitcoin. They're only saying that because they see dollar signs in front of their mouths. All of their products are like that, I guess. Do you have any idea how many scam financial items are peddled? They are unconcerned about the S&P, underperforming mutual funds, or anything else. A market's existence is instantly apparent to them. There is a market for it. Customers can expect to receive it from them. And they certainly don't want account holders making unauthorized withdrawals to invest in cryptocurrencies. Obviously, businesses will meet consumer demand if they see it, and I have faith that BlackRock, Fidelity, and many other large financial institutions will do so. These institutions need not share the views of Bitcoin maximalists who believe that Bitcoin is great in order to influence this market. Rather, they need only recognize that demand exists. They're going to provide it because that's the best method to encourage people to enter the market. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. People will commit a relatively small percentage of their financial portfolios to cryptocurrencies. Please subscribe and like as always. See you later, bye.